So I'm just gonna dive right into this video. So at first, I didn't think I'd be able to finish this video. I had thoughts of scrapping it mainly because, life. It was a balancing act for sure. Like, I knew that if I had to scrap this video, it would be no biggie. Just move on to the next one, assuming I'd lost interest in this current video after whipping it. I was trying to be kind to myself about how much I could realistically do. Then I kind of took it as a challenge. Like, how fast can I produce a video of my drawing process, of a full illustration, writing a script, recording the audio / editing? I decided that instead of skipping this video, I would just make it as fast as I could, without jeopardizing my health, my responsibilities, and most of my quality. On that note, please excuse any unpolished executions, because honestly, I was really hanging tight to my 2024 motto, finished, not perfect. Anyways, on to it. In my last video, I talked about redesigning my Bat OC from 2015, Batsy. She has evolved into the personification of my sun sign, Aquarius, and because of this decision, I planned on making OCs based on my other astrological blueprint signs, my moon and my rising / ascendant. So what are these signs? Why are there 3? Don't people usually associate with just one zodiac sign? Well, I can't say I'm an expert, but typically people know about their sun sign. You can just find it by searching your birthday plus zodiac sign. But to get your moon sign and rising sign, you need a full birth chart. You can easily create one so long as you know your birth date, your time of birth, and your birthplace. Just plug away into a chart creator online, and it'll give you the info. Not gonna lie, birth charts are hard to read, and I'm not very savvy with them. But a good place to start understanding it is with your 3 signs. As for why there are 3 signs, your sun, moon, and rising signs are like puzzle pieces that make up you. Their combined meaning is supposed to indicate your vibes, your personality, your overall self as an individual. Each sign also has their own individual meanings and represent different aspects of us. Kind of how our psyche is structured into the ego, id, and superego. In fact, the sun sign is said to represent one's ego, your conscious self. It's about what motivates and drives you to do what you do. It is how you think about yourself and how you hope to project that image towards others. Likewise, I would argue that your moon sign is like the id. It's about your subconscious, your intuition and instincts. Really helpful in understanding your impulsive reactions and inclinations. It's your wild, uncensored side. And on that same train of thought, your rising sun works like the superego, which operates on morality and represents your social personality. It is the balance between your sun and your moon, your conscious and subconscious. It's also known as the sign that stands out more during first impressions, the way others perceive you. Hopefully, I cleared that up. But to be honest, the more research I did on this subject, the more I wanted to deep dive. But no time for that right now. The next sign I'm designing is my moon sign, Aries. The moon sign is already about chaos, so adding Aries into the mix, another chaotic sign, just feeds the fire of my personality. Literally looking up descriptors for Aries moons gives me descriptors like spontaneous, passionate, reckless, and explosive. I can see that in myself, both in the fun aspects and the difficulties it's brought on, embracing my Aries moon means that I explore the deeper meaning behind my actions and reactions. I've gotten better control of my explosiveness, but now that I have simmered down a bit, I want to feed the fire again by focusing on that fun, spontaneous side instead. Use my chaos for good, not evil. So I will create this OC as a way to express the wild side of me without getting out of hand myself. It's all about that outlet, baby. I gotta let the crazy out somehow. At first, I was gonna base her off a werewolf girl that I drew once. But the more I thought about it, a dragon definitely fits more. Aries is a fire sign, so duh, dragons. I wanted to explore the horns a lot. At first, I was really inspired by Cinder's design from the Spyro games, but I didn't want my OC to look too similar. I clearly failed, but I'm gonna make her bright green to trick you into thinking I was original. After exploring her personality with different horn, hair, scale combos, I hit a wall. Which means it's time to experiment with her overall silhouette, including her body type, size of wings and tail, and then trying to find cohesion between her head design and her body designs. These ended up a bit rushed because I ultimately needed to wrap Aries' design for this video. I'm sure I'll eventually revisit her design, especially with every drawing and experiment till I have a more solid final look. But for now, I'm happy with the sketches I came up with. My traits that I gave to my moon sign OC. She loves a challenge. A junkie for stimulation. They dive headfirst into anything exciting, no matter how challenging the experience can be. Always wants to be first to try out something new, and as someone who loves their independence, she is content with herself and owns up to her decisions, no matter the outcome. With a warrior mentality, it can be hard for her to reveal her weaknesses, even with those she trusts the most. Although always honest when mistakes are made and quick to make things right, no matter how uncomfortable. She means well. Loves being out and about. Whether she's skateboarding at the boardwalk, being smack dab in the middle of a mosh pit at the concert, or just singing her heart out at karaoke. Athleisure and sportswear is her fashion of choice. Anything she can move comfortably in while also looking cute AF. The next sign I'm designing is my rising/ascendant sign, Virgo. The rising ascendant sign represents your outward way of life, your social personality. Some say it's most commonly how others recognize you at first, which makes sense because I feel like I censor myself a lot in order to project myself as normal, calm and collected, and helpful to the rest of the world. Not to say I'm not those things, but to purposefully omit the less savory sides of me is being ingenuine. Embracing my Virgo rising means that although I have a tendency to be very tough on myself over everything, I need to balance that out with acceptance of my own gifts and personalities. I take pride in being useful, so the worry usually comes from feeling like a burden. Having conversations with those I feel comfortable with helps me focus on the bigger picture in these cases. For Virgo's design, I recycled some one-eyed, biblically accurate-esque girl designs I had done in my sketchbook a while ago. And because I was digging through that sketchbook, why not just dive into it and sketch some more ideas with pen and markers? Sometimes creativity is sparked by changing it up, changing your tool now and again. In this case, I say it was a winner idea, because I kept loving and improving upon Virgo's design. The more and more I sketched, the closer I was to nailing down what I wanted. And then it hit me. Oh my god, also a bunny girl? I have no idea why, but it just felt right to me. This process let me go wild with my ideas, just sketch after sketch after sketch. The results speak for themselves, and I clearly had a vision. guys, guys, I was having fun again, guys. So, my traits that I associate with my rising sign. She is the book nerd in me, an introverted personality who likes the quiet, modest life, sitting by the window on a rainy day, listening to music and drawing or reading. She is organized, put together, and reliable. Virgo is an earth sign, so it makes sense that she would encapsulate a grounded, practical, and diligent personality. Dependable, feminine, and a precise critical thinker. She's about taking the critical self sensor and using it to improve oneself instead of impacting one's own nervous system with doubts of ever changing. Yeah, she's a little judgy and feels guilt over everything. But it's probably also just anxiety about the world, you know? She means well. Her sense of fashion is more put together, but not flashy. Muted dark colors, long skirts and turtlenecks, comfy sweaters and warm shawls, very dark academia and cottagecore. Now, a little bit about my process in this video. Trust the select tool. In my search to find a faster painting method, the select tool has taken over my life. I've seen other artists utilize it before, but I always thought it wasn't fun enough for me. I tell you what, though, I have seen the light. The selection tool has lassoed my heart. I also have been condensing my layers. In school, I was told to keep my layers meticulously clean. Like everything needed to be organized and kept separate in case we need to do last minute changes. These tips help a lot when I work as a character designer in animation because you want a clean workspace and be able to quickly change something for whatever reason, especially when you're trading the file in between your teammates. But when it comes to doing my own thing, I notice that keeping track of my layers just ruins my speed. It holds me back because I think too critically about how to order my layers and how many to have, because you also don't want too many layers, and how to consolidate different assets and blah, 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 blah. This time, I just kept it down to 3 basic layers, one for each of my OCs. At least at first. Just make one color base for each, select each area, and work it out all in the same layer. Don't like the color? Just select and paint over or use the color balance slider to experiment with different color combos. By the time I placed down all my basic colors, I felt like I had done it so quick and neatly. I was ready to add additional detail layers on top of these bases. Doing it this way made it so much easier on my brain. My thoughts were fixated on the fun stuff instead of the organizational stuff. Throwing down color was easier too. Mind you, I have been studying color for a while, and that probably helped me a lot. But doing those studies, then throwing the selection tool into the mix is sure to speed up your painting if you want to keep your layers condensed. That was the main method I used to hurry my process along for this video, where my intent was create as fast as I could, without sacrificing quality. I say it was a success. I don't think I ever painted and made it to completion this fast before. Welp, here are my girls. I may change Aries and Virgo's names later on, if they develop into their own identities past their initial ideas. Their colors and looks will definitely change as well, but that's okay, because everything cool starts with a first draft. Muchos thank yous for watching my video. I'm learning a lot and honestly love it. Life is life though, so I'm not entirely sure when I'll post another. But in the meantime, I want to get better at being active on social media. So go ahead and follow me at the links in the description. My link tree is going to be my main hub for now. The things I want to accomplish this March will definitely set me up for success in the future. So wish me luck. Once again, muchas gracias for following me on my journey. It's still only the beginning, baby. Yes, this video is done! I can move on with my life!